You are watching The Dark Hours. My name is Darren, and if you're hearing this, it's because I need to tell someone what happened before I forget it myself. Before whatever this thing is comes for me too. Last summer, I signed up for a weekend retreat in the woods with 7 other people. It was a mix of acquaintances, friends of friends, and strangers. The idea was to disconnect from the world. No phones, no emails, no noise. Just nature, silence, and group bonding. It sounded harmless enough, peaceful even. The retreat was hosted by this guy named Lucas, kind of a spiritual guide type. Mid-40s, quiet, but confident. He'd been running these kinds of trips for years, apparently. We drove about 6 hours out of the city to reach the lodge, which was more like a huge wooden cabin tucked deep in the forest, far off any paved roads. No cell service, no Wi-Fi, just static if you tried the radio. The group included myself, a teacher named Lila, 2 college friends named Marcus and Ray, a freelance photographer named Anika, a guy named Sam, who never said much, a quiet woman called Eleanor, who seemed much older than she looked, and a dude named Blake, who had the kind of confidence that's funny at first, but annoying after a few hours. The first day was normal. We arrived in the late afternoon, settled into our rooms, and had a group dinner. Lucas told us about the rules. No phones, no leaving the grounds after dark, and always attend the nightly reflection by the fire pit. That was his thing. A nightly talk, questions about our lives, reflection. We all laughed, joked, even opened up a little. It felt good, freeing. But things started feeling off by the second night. It started with the dreams, or at least I thought they were dreams. I woke up in the middle of the night hearing whispers, not outside my door, inside my room. I sat up, heart pounding, but the whispers stopped. Just silence. Heavy, pressing silence. I convinced myself it was nothing. The next morning, Marcus didn't come down for breakfast. Ray said he'd been tossing and turning all night. Lucas went to check and came back 20 minutes later saying Marcus wasn't feeling well. He needed rest. Fair enough. Except we never saw Marcus again. Lucas said he left during the night, had someone pick him up, which made no sense. There were no cars, no signal, and Marcus didn't even have his phone. Ray was rattled. He kept saying Marcus would never leave like that he'd told him the night before he'd been hearing voices, not just in dreams, while awake. Then Anika vanished. It happened during the afternoon hike Lucas was leading. We were walking in pairs, taking a trail through a stretch of pine forest. Anika was with Eleanor near the back. When we reached the open clearing, she was just gone. No scream, no footsteps, no sound. I started to feel it then. The pressure in the air, the sensation that something was watching. You'd turn your head quickly, expecting to catch a glimpse of someone just ducking behind a tree. But there was never anything. That night, Ray lost it. He yelled at Lucas in front of everyone, demanded to know where Marcus and Anika really were. Lucas remained calm, said we were letting fear and isolation get the better of us, said the forest plays tricks on weak minds. Ray didn't take that well. He punched Lucas clean in the jaw and ran into the woods. We didn't see him again either. Lila cried for hours. Sam sat silently, just staring at the fire. Eleanor was unreadable, like always. And Blake? Blake started laughing. Not hysterically, not nervously, just calmly, like something finally made sense to him. That night, I didn't sleep. I heard the whispers again, but this time I wasn't dreaming. They came from under my bed. I turned on the lamp. Nothing. No shadows, no movement, but I swear, when I leaned over the edge to look, I heard breathing. slow, calm. The next morning, we were 5. Lucas gathered us outside, said the retreat was over early, said we could all go home, that he'd drive us out once he retrieved his truck from the shed. We waited for 2 hours. Lucas never came back, so we waited longer. Lila sat curled in a blanket on the porch, mumbling to herself. Sam wandered off and sat under a tree, facing away from us. Blake began carving symbols into the side of the lodge with a piece of sharp wood, humming some tune I'd never heard before. And Eleanor? She was just gone. She hadn't left the porch, but somehow she wasn't there anymore. I tried to stay calm. I went inside, locked the front door, and told Lila and Blake to stay inside. I checked every room. No Lucas, no Eleanor, no sign of struggle, nothing. Then Lila screamed. I ran to the living room. She was pointing at the green board mounted on the wall, a board Lucas had used for some of our morning sessions. Written across it, in dark red ink, was a message. "You've already left. You just haven't realized it yet." Lila collapsed, passed out cold. Blake stared at the writing, tilted his head, then smiled, said, "They're waking up." That was yesterday. I haven't seen Blake since this morning. Lila hasn't spoken. She sits by the window, staring at the trees like she's waiting for something. And Sam, he's standing in the same spot under the same tree. All night. No sleep, no movement. Just standing there, back turned. I've tried to leave. I walked for what felt like hours in every direction. Always ended up back here. No trail, no road, just forest that loops on itself. It's like we're stuck in a dream that forgot it was dreaming. And every night, the whispers get closer. They say my name now. Not just in the dark, but in reflections, in the glass, in the silence between words. I don't know if this is real anymore, but if you're hearing this, don't come looking. If you think this is where it ends, you're wrong. What happened next, what I saw next, still wakes me up screaming. Watch part 2, but don't watch it alone.